Magic GM Rob Hennigan spoke to the media Thursday night after trading JJ Redick and others to the Bucks for Tobias Harris, Duron Lamb, and Bino Udrih. Josh McRoberts was traded to the Bobcats in a separate trade.
Brian, I don't think the crux of the issue is that. I think, as we evaluated all of our options leading up to the deadline and through the deadline, we made the deliberate decision to go ahead and make this move because we feel like it sets us in a direction that we're trying to go, which is to create something that's sustainable. So we didn't look at it quite like that. We tried to evaluate everything fluidly from the beginning of the year up to this point and decided to make the decision that we did.
Rob Larry, Ridley West TV. Why was Milwaukee's deal the most attractive? And was it the only deal? And just walk us through that process.
So we had a lot of dialogue, as all teams have this time of year. We must have talked to a dozen teams or so about different things. And at the end of the day, we liked the Milwaukee deal because we felt we were able to get back some players who address some needs for us. We get some players who we feel fit the timeline that we're trying to put together to create a competitive window. And we felt like between Duron and Tobias and Bano, they addressed some needs that we felt we needed to address.
Brian Sarah, Magic Basketball Online. What's your message to the casual fan that doesn't understand these new players coming in, doesn't understand all the turnover in the team, that sees just their favorite player, JJ, going out, and these new guys coming in from a casual perspective?
I guess my message would be that, first and foremost, I understand the emotional shockwave that you can feel when someone you enjoy rooting for gets traded. I think that's a natural response. Our job as a management staff is to try to remove that emotion as best we can and focus on decisions that we feel are in the best interest of the organization. And with the landscape the way it is now and the rules the way they are, I think you have to be strategic and thoughtful and wise as to how you build your team, as to how you spend your money. And we're trying to be really methodical in deciding what that looks like.
Hennigan says the decision to trade Redick came around 2:56 Eastern Time.
That's the truth. It came right down to the wire, and my conversation with JJ, I wanted to make sure that I called him first before anyone else had the news. I had given him my word that I would do that. It was short and brief. It was professional. JJ understood. I think he gets it. He knows that it's a business at the end of the day, and you have to make difficult decisions sometimes. And this was one of those days and one of those decisions for us where we made a decision that was difficult, but we like the decision and we think it's going to help us.
Rob, since you've been here, you've only had to trade the franchise player, the most improved player in the league, and now one of the top 6 men in the league. What pressure now do you feel under, since you made some headway to rebuild, to get this thing going in earnest, from fans, media, whatever it is, what you're feeling right now?
Well, I can tell you that I started dyeing my hair 2 months ago. It's actually going gray on the entire backside of my noggin. So, but what I can tell you is, this is a pressure business. I mean, it is what it is. We feel that pressure. We embrace that pressure, and it's something that you really have to look at from a bigger picture and a bigger perspective, and understand that there are decisions you make that you make because you believe in the process, and we believe in what we're doing. We believe in the way we make decisions. We believe in the research we do. It's our hope that our fans believe in that with us.
Rob, you mentioned the fans. They obviously see the turnover that's gone on in the past year. If they're asking what's the end game, do you see a light at the end of the tunnel in a year, 2 years? What is it for you?
I think, I don't know what the light of the tunnel, what that necessarily looks like, but I do know that we're going to continue to bring in players who are about the right things, who want to be here, who embody the right work habits, the right intensity, the right sense of urgency and togetherness. So we're going to continue to bring in players who we feel represent the organization the right way, and continue to grow together, continue to gel together, and over time, you know, become a good team. The Charlotte trade, you know, we traded Josh McRoberts. Josh didn't have a ton of minutes with us, at least consistently, and we felt it was important to move him into a situation where he can play and get some more burn. And so, you know, we decided to trade work for him. There were some cash considerations involved in that as well, coming to our ledger. So, you know, that made the deal more palatable for us, and it allows us to, you know, to explore now with an open roster spot, maybe some players out of the D League or the minor league system that we may want to take a look at.
Rob, because of JJ's situation as a free agent, where now a team basically would be renting him until he makes a decision, did that impede you guys in maybe trying to get a first rounder from somebody?
That's a good question. I think probably so. You know, I think there was, we had a lot of talks where we could have gotten a first round pick. We felt that with Tobias being a first round pick and Duran is someone we value as a first round caliber, you know, talent, we felt that was satisfactory for us. But I would imagine if you're playing, you know, a role reversal and you're the other team, I think you would have some concern that, you know, there are no assurances that JJ would stay with the team. So I think that risk was such that, you know, teams wanted to mitigate it by not including it first.
Rob, do you have any concerns or worries about fan response in the form of maybe not coming to games? The team's unfortunately not winning right now, and you just traded the fan favorite. So, what's your concern there, if any?
You know, we feel like we have a lot of fan favorites that are starting to come to the surface. We got guys we believe in. We got guys that we are proud of and feel like can really grow into becoming new fan favorites. So I understand that the emotional aspect of it is raw, and you can feel that, and I certainly understand that. You know, my hope would be that our fans continue to stick with us and believe in what we're doing as much as we believe in what we're doing, because we're confident that we're moving in the right direction.
How much are you looking forward to being a quote-unquote buyer so you can make some moves and bring in some big-time talent, some veteran talent, some guys that are proven in this league?
Yeah, you know,
do you look forward to doing that?
Yeah, it's a process. You know, it's a process. You can't cut the grass until you have grass that's, you know, grown. So we certainly are always going to be opportunistic. You know, like I said a few minutes ago, and right now we feel this is the right course of action. This is the right methodology to use to lay foundation and to really build a robust program. And again, we believe in what we're doing.
But don't you want to make some moves yourself, and you want to be on the other side of it instead of giving away talent, bringing some in?
Well, we feel like we've been bringing in talent.
Proven talent, older talent, superstars?
We'll get there. They may already be here.
Adam Papagiorgio, Magic Basketball Online. Rob, when do you expect your 3 new Milwaukee acquisitions to contribute on the court, whether that be tomorrow, Saturday, or after that?
Well, the plan hopefully is to bring them in tomorrow to get their medical evaluations out of the way. So the plan will be to do that, and then hopefully they'll be able to suit up for us, you know, as soon as possible.
Rob, isn't it the irony in this situation that both JJ and Ryan really fit into what you guys were looking for as players and people, but the situation, mostly because of where they were in different stages of free agency and what they can get in the market, didn't that really close the door on both of them?
Yeah, you know, it's you know, Ryan and JJ are great guys. They're about what we want to be about. And, you know, I think the thing I would say, Brian, is that, you know, we feel like we have a group of men in our locker room who are about those same things. And over time, you know, I think our fans and I think this community will learn to appreciate and recognize and identify with that. So we have those guys who have those similar traits right now, and it's part of the business. You have to make hard decisions sometimes when it comes to matching up your value to dollar ratio and, you know, whatever you want to call it. And sometimes you got to make decisions that may not be the most popular, but you believe are best for the organization.
For a full recap of all the Magic's trade deadline deals, visit www.dtmnewsjournal.com. This is Danny Morales.